up, we have from nonfiction, Jennifer Nguyen.
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me? Amazing. So, as a visual description, I am a 5'3" Vietnamese femme-presenting person. I'm wearing a hunter green sleeveless shirt and gold earrings. And I'm actually going to read you a short essay about my mom, actually. And the reason why is because she's just not readily seen in this world. And second, I just want to share this magical queer space with her. So this essay is actually truncated. It's about my mother's 2 displacements, first from the Vietnam War, and second, 40 years later after Hurricane Harvey in Houston, and it's called Escape. That night, Mom, when the hurricane blanketed our house with reservoir waters, did it feel like that evening in 1978? Back then you were 22, packed anything you could eat or sell, and walked to the shore of a Da Nang beach. You boarded a fishing boat headed everywhere except Vietnam. Did you know I have so many questions for you? Mom, what was in your bag? Did you ever turn back? You never told me the full journey from Vietnam to Houston, but I know slivers of the story. In your defense, I'm afraid to ask. One evening, I watched you make dinner as I contemplated visiting a local fortune teller to forecast a trivial event like my job performance. Unlike you, I'm mostly American, sensitive to rejection and pain. Fortune tellers never tell my fortune, you said to me as you chopped, boiled, and stir-fried, describing a trip you took from Da Nang to Saigon to see one. This journey was after Saigon and the country fell, after the government had someone watch your house believing our family had gold, and after you were sent to a farm outside the city to sing songs and be taught a lesson. You delivered these details in your preferred storytelling style. All facts, few feelings. I can't recall what you cooked that night, but I remember what you asked the fortune teller in Saigon. Should I escape this country? You said he couldn't read your fortune. It would be unlucky. But it didn't matter because your father had already made an arrangement on a fishing boat by the time you returned. Not my decision to leave. Everyone above me. Time for dinner, you said. There were other bits of answers that appeared without my asking, jolting me back from my imagination. On an overcast day in Galveston, we stood on the seawall and looked into the opaque waters. It's scary, you said, being on a fishing boat for days, surrounded by nothing but infinite ocean. Once you and I boiled water for a package of ramen, you laughed thinking of your father on the boat, standing portside, heating seawater for his bowl of noodles. He didn't even need salt, you said with amusement. Unlike you, I wasn't amused. Mom, how did it feel to leave? Were you scared? That night, when the hurricane drove the floodwaters up to your ankles, I called you past midnight. I was 2,000 miles away, uncertain if what I was reading online was what you were living. The voice that picked up the phone was not the one that once lulled me to sleep, singing Que Sera, Sera. It shivered in tone, perforated with the muffled splashes of you scooping away water with a cup. I wanted you to tell me that everything was fine, like you always did, even when it wasn't. An abrupt electric pop severed one of your sentences. What's that, I asked. You had to go, you said. Hours later, through articles and our hurried conversations, I reluctantly pieced together the tatters of your escape. At sunrise, you put a few bottles of water and some valued papers in a bag. With our dog in your arms and a life jacket on your chest, you left the house, walking into knee-deep water. As you waited, a boat found you, pulled you from the boundless floodwaters, and offered to steer you anywhere except home. I'm still anxiously awaiting the rest of the story. I wonder, what will we eat or see or touch that provokes the next scrap of story? The whir of a boat engine, the feeling of wet shoes, the smell of salt. Will it remind you of that night in 1978 or 2017? Will I ever be strong enough for the answer? Mom, are you okay? Thank you.